In this chapter, Kihana has a teacher, her English teacher, who is teaching her about a poem. And in the poem, there are these two paths that the character has to choose between. Both paths are promising. One is the way that most people go, and the other is the path less traveled by. So today we're going to listen to that poem briefly and then do a writer's notebook entry. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler long as I stood, and look down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing is there, had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Now, if we were sitting together in class, I would make us really tear this poem apart and really look at what we think it means together and look at each stanza. But because you're sitting in your homes struggling over this, I'm just going to tell you it is about a person who has these two pathways to go. And choosing the one less traveled by is the one that's making all the difference to them. It is the one that is breaking out of the shell of normalcy. It's a little bit like our activists we have talked about. People who say, I'm not going to do what everybody else has done. I'm going to take the path less traveled by. So today in your writer's notebook, on the next slides, I want you to write about a time where you had to choose between two different paths. Maybe it was playing for two different sports teams. Maybe it was with friends. Maybe it was with school. Maybe it was with family, but a time where you had to make a choice between two different things, two different people, two different situations. And I want you to write about what you chose and why, whether or not you think that was a good choice or not. So you're writing about a time where you had two choices that you had to make and which one you chose, why, and whether or not it was a good choice.